Have you ever felt like you can't move forward because you're waiting for someone else? Someone to support you, approve of you, or guide you? It's a feeling we've all faced. But what if I told you that the key to true freedom lies in not depending on others? Today, we'll explore a powerful lesson from Gautam Buddha, a story that could change the way you live your life forever. Before we dive into the story, take a moment to reflect. How often do you rely on others for your happiness, success, or even your decisions? In this video, you'll learn why Gautam Buddha taught us to rely on ourselves and how this wisdom can inspire you to embrace self-reliance, courage, and inner strength. By the end, you'll have a new perspective on taking charge of your own destiny. And if this resonates with you, don't forget to hit that like button and share this message with someone who needs it. One day, Gautam Buddha was traveling with his disciples. As they walked through a village, a young man approached him. His face was pale, his steps hurried, and his eyes filled with despair.
The young man bowed respectfully and said, "Master, I feel lost. I depend on others for everything, for advice, for approval, for direction. But no matter what I do, I'm never satisfied. I feel like I'm stuck in a cage and I don't know how to break free. What should I do?" Buddha paused for a moment, looking at the young man with deep compassion.
His disciples gathered closer, sensing the importance of this moment.
The master spoke, his voice calm and steady. "Let me tell you a story." The young man's eyes widened with curiosity. He knelt before Buddha, ready to absorb the wisdom that was about to unfold.
Once there was a traveler on a long journey.
As he walked through forests and fields, he came upon a mighty river. The river was wide, its currents swift and fierce, and the sound of rushing water echoed all around him. He stood there staring at the river, unsure of how to cross.
The sight of the vast, churning water filled him with dread. He thought to himself, "Surely someone will come to help me. Someone must have the tools, the knowledge, or the strength to guide me across." So, he waited. He sat by the riverbank, hoping for a kind soul to arrive. Hours passed, and the sun began to dip below the horizon, yet no one came. His hope began to waver and fear started to creep in. But as the stars began to appear in the sky, he realized something. If he continued waiting, he might never cross the river. He looked around and noticed bamboo, vines, and logs scattered nearby. An idea sparked in his mind. He thought, "If no one is coming to help me, I must help myself." Gathering his courage, he began to work. He cut bamboo, tied vines, and used every ounce of his strength and creativity to build a raft. It was exhausting, and there were moments when he doubted himself, wondering if his efforts would even work. But he pushed through, driven by the belief that he could find a way. Finally, after hours of labor, the raft was complete. With trembling hands, he pushed it into the water and climbed on. The currents were strong, and the journey across was not easy, but he held on tightly, guiding the raft with a stick he had fashioned as a paddle. By dawn, he reached the other side, exhausted but safe. As he stood on the riverbank, he looked back at the river and realized something profound. He didn't need anyone else to save him. The strength he needed was within him all along. His fear, his doubts, they were the only things holding him back. He had overcome them by believing in himself and taking action. Like the traveler, you too are standing before a river. The challenges in your life are like its strong currents, and the fears in your mind are the wide expanse you feel you cannot cross. But remember this, waiting for someone else to solve your problems will only keep you stuck. The tools you need are already around you, and the strength to use them is already within you. The more you depend on others, the weaker you become. True freedom comes when you trust yourself, take responsibility, and act. The young man listened intently, tears welling up in his eyes. For the first time, he felt a glimmer of hope. He realized that he had spent so much of his life looking outward for answers, when the real solution lay within him. Buddha concluded with a gentle smile. "Do not fear failure. Even if the traveler's raft had broken, he would have learned, rebuilt, and tried again. The important thing is to take the first step and believe in your own power. Life will test you, but each challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger." The young man bowed deeply, feeling a newfound sense of purpose. The disciples around Buddha were silent, reflecting on the profound lesson they had just heard. The group continued their journey, but the young man remained at the riverbank, staring at the horizon. In his heart, he knew that it was time to stop waiting and start building his own raft. What river are you standing before right now? What's holding you back? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's start a conversation about self-reliance and growth. If this story inspired you, please like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more life-changing wisdom from Buddha and other inspirational stories. See you in the next video.